Alright, hey there guys and gals. It is late July, starting to get to late July. I'm in the bay today on an afternoon trip. It's been tough getting out lately, but I've got a window now, so I want to take it. Wind is kind of strong, so I'm planning my route to just stay in the bay. And it's high tide about an hour ago, so the tide's starting to go out. So I'm gonna follow this tide out pretty much as far as I can go until I think I need to turn back. I'm gonna try a couple spots. I probably got like 3 definite spots in mind that I want to try for fluke, and it's gonna be shallow water fluke on ledges, kind of channel cuts, you know, that sort of thing that you see in the bay. Yeah, these bunker come in here, they're not really ever chased by big predatory fish, so I'm not gonna mess with them all that much. Maybe later, you know, if the fluke's really not working, maybe on my way back I'll, you know, stop and take time with some of the bunker schools. But for now, you know, it's kind of like early afternoon, middle of the day. I'm not expecting a big feed to be going on for stripers or bluefish. Testing out media mod on this GoPro as well, so we'll see how it works out. Should hopefully suppress some of the wind noise. More bunker. All right, hopefully we can find some keeper fluke. That's the main goal. No porgies. We're not keeping porgies today. Fluke only. Catch you back in when we get to the first spot. Trying to see what's going on down there. I'm gonna use like a tiny little mackerel jig. Just gonna drop this down. I also have a slightly heavier rod now. I had been using that ultralight, and yeah, it had its limitations on like how heavy of a jig I could fish and how deep, and just like how big of a fish I really wanted to catch on it. So I found another trout style rod from probably 20 years ago, and it's I don't think anything special, but it's medium action, 6 foot. So I just know I can get a much better action on some heavier lures. And in addition to that, you know, I'm gonna be able to bring in maybe a fluke. I just think that other rod probably wouldn't have been able to bring in like a big fluke. Whoa. Oh man, something hit it. You saw that? I just wasn't ready for it. Oh, is that another hit? There we go. Little baby bluefish. If that's what it is, I'm gonna use it for strip bait later. That is what it is. Oh. Alright. I do want one of those. Might just go to the next area. I think there's gonna be better bait at the next spot. I'll give the next spot more time, and then the third spot even more. All right, catch back. There we go. There's some bait coming up on the ledge. Let's go into the wind, slow down the drift a bit. There we go. Probably a bluefish. Oh, it's a porgy. Somebody took it off. on. I mean, there's definitely fluke in this area, but the question is, how big are they? I don't think they're very big. Something nibbling. Tiniest fluke. Nope, not even. I'm not inhaling it. Try some pink shine. Ooh, that felt like a bluefish. Yeah. Strip him up. Definitely gonna strip him up. There we go. Unhooked himself. £10 test. Still holding up. I think I'll go to the next spot. I'm gonna do one more drift. And then I'm gonna go to spot number 3. And I'll probably, that's when I'll strip up this bluefish. I'm not gonna bleed him out because I want all of his blood on the meat strips. Oh, definitely had something there. And there's a fluke. Alright, so I found some. Alright, it's 5 feet of water. Oh. No, and he took the gulp. Alright, that's a good sign though. It's definitely some fluke here. But that one guy we had was small. There could be some big ones. You just never know. Probably gonna switch to a lighter jig head. This jig head's definitely too heavy for 5 feet of water. Probably just gotta go to like a simple jerk shed profile maybe. Oh, there we go. I don't really know what that is. Just a good porgy. Oh, yeah. Don't really, not the target, so he gets to go back. And porgies really like jigs. I think I'm gonna go switch to gulp. small gulp. Alright, so I finally caught a fluke, probably off camera, but this is what did it, gulp shrimp. And yeah, I think it's just, you know, this is a perfect, wow. I don't know if you just saw how fast I just, you know, this is like a perfect bait for this small profile with some scent. So I'm gonna throw this around a little bit. Hopefully, you know, a bigger one will come up. You know, the one I caught was probably 15 inches. Pretty tiny. But they're in here. They're in here really shallow. 4 feet, 5 feet. Feeding on tiny, tiny bait. So I'm just gonna work this area. And I came here for fluke, so we're just gonna keep trying this. There we go. So the way you work a gulp shrimp is very slow. Like, you really want it just moving ever so slightly on a fall, and give it like a slow lift. There we go. Oh. You know what, I hooked right there. But they really don't like it moving too much. They really like it like super still. I'm losing the tide too, unfortunately. I probably should have came out here just right away, because, you know, once it goes from like 5 feet to 4 feet, you know, they start, I think they start retreating into the deeper water. I think that's a fluke. Yeah. It's got some weight. But this is a very light rod. It's a fluke. He's not a keeper, but he inhaled it. Curiosity's sake. Let's see. 16 and change fluke. He should be good. I don't think he's gonna make it. Well, I hope he makes it, but he was bleeding kind of heavily. Seems like they are on a smaller profile and in the shallower part of the ledge. I saw a boat drift like on the deeper side of the ledge, probably like 5 times with nothing. And I mean, during that time, I didn't catch 3, but connected with 3 fluke in the shallows. So I definitely think they're in the shallows. So what I'm doing is I keep coming back up on this ledge that goes from probably 40 feet to 5, and I'm staying in like the 10 foot area. That's where I'm marking the bait. It's pretty much at the top. See, here's the bait. That's the bait I'm kind of marking. So I'm just trying to stay in Where I see that? Another little fluke. Oh, he's not that little, but he is short. I got it. Alright, another tiny fluke. Feels like a porgy. It's definitely a porgy. Good sized porgy. Not a bad porgy. I didn't do much underwater footage on this trip because, as you can see, the water's just so dirty and murky. But I did attach a spinner bait on the underwater, and as you can see, there's fluke down here chasing it. In this clip, I attached a bluefish strip, but as you can see, a lot of weeds were down there getting stuck on it. Here's a porgy getting interested, hitting the gulp. I switched to a gulp and then hitting the blades. And then here in this last clip, it's a little dark, but you see actually a decent sized fluke come in, and I think he's hitting the gulp first, but kind of hard to tell what he was going after. Oh, just going to stretch my legs. I'm gonna use Old Faithful. Old Faithful is, the Mackinaw shad. Tide is just about bottomed out. Start heading back. You know, I didn't really want to head back in against the current. Something I didn't really think about when you fish on a moon, you know, with a high tidal coefficient. Is you do a lot of extra work. You can have it working for you, but there comes a time in which you gotta fish an area and you gotta reset your drift, that kind of thing. Do you feel like pink would be good right now? Let's try the pink and blue. I'm telling you, I have had a very bad day hooking fish. Like really bad. I would say probably less than 30% hookup ratio today. Just gonna lose all these. Feels like a porgy. that's a good fish. Oh yeah. I think it's a good fluke. I don't know. Oh! Oh boy. That one hurt. That hurt. What did I do wrong? Yeah, it's a tiny fluke. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna let these guys be. You know, I don't want to really mess with these too much. Alright, so to recap, that's pretty much what a typical day is here, you know, on the North Shore in the summer. You know, small fish. I think the mistake I made was staying too long at the second spot where I caught the bluefish. Should have just booked it to the third spot and spent the better part of the tide there, and I think I may have ended out with a slightly better day at the third spot, because that spot had the bait, had the fluke. But yeah, they were small, except for the last one at the end. Oof, really wish I would have seen it at least. It was heavy. It was a heavier fish for sure. I think the smaller profile was definitely better because of the bait in the water. It was also small. Beautiful day out here. I'm glad the weather held up. All right, we'll catch back in on the next one. Hopefully we can get out into the sound next time. See you later. Just casting out for the fun of it. And I caught a fluke, I think. Yeah. It's halfway decent too. Oh, what is that? Is that weakfish? Could be a weakfish. Yeah, it's a weakfish. Wow. Decent sized weakfish. Wow, beautiful colors. Wow. You guys gotta see the colors on this fish. It's purple. This is purple. Alright. Net him properly. Quickity quick, lickety split. Oh, that's about a 19.5 inch. Alright, bud, we'll let you go. Beautiful. The colors are just incredible. Let me get a good release on this guy. See, I'm marking something really nice. So I just want to drop down and see what it is. I think it's more weakfish. Yeah. Look at this baby little weakfish. Oh, it's so awesome. So cute. Look at that purple. Whoa.